Yes, we are.
We're live. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Two Guys Reselling. I'm Jeff Beeman Online, and this is. Throw it at me, Chris.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Chris from. I was sitting here just daydreaming. I'm
Oh,
Chris
man. I
from
caught it.
succeedwithchris.com. Yeah,
I
you got
caught
me
him
good.
sleeping. Yeah, I caught him sleeping already. We just got started.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Chris and I are back again tonight. We should have some consistent. We were just talking about this off the air. We should have some consistent weeks coming up. It's crazy summer schedules, among other things. I've had just a month of July, like Monday every day kind of thing going on. So anyway, we're going to be hopefully back in here consistently on a weekly basis, and invite you to join us. Drop in, hit the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. And I'm going to go over to see. I need to add a channel. Do I need to add a channel?
I don't think you can add a channel when we're live streaming.
Right. Yeah. I want to see if any of my, because this is the problem we had last time, is my stuff is not going live on my channels. It's on your channels.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not live on my channels, I don't think.
Oh, in your upper right-hand corner, that's where you should see your channels.
Yep. Yeah, and I was just looking at the YouTube. Don't see us live over on my channel yet. And I before I came on in the background, I went and made sure that my YouTube channel was good to go, and it was. Wonder if we need to fix this before we hit the live button. I need to check it before we hit the live button.
How do you check it before we go live?
I don't know.
Yeah, we might need to do like a test.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. So
yeah.
All right, as long as you're recording, I can go ahead and throw this on my stuff later, and it records automatically for you, right?
It does. I mean, it's so beautiful. It's like an insurance policy.
One of the best parts for Restream, no doubt. It's just tough to do when there's two of us. We haven't figured out the both of us are live at the same time. Are you live in the eBay Treasure Hunters by chance?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to fix that, because I keep telling everybody we're gonna be live in there, and then it doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
So we're talking customer service tonight, folks, and this is our customer service issue with all the live stream platforms. We've tried 4 of them, I think. Chris has tested out several of them. Restream seems to be the easiest one to work with so far, but it's a customer service issue that I'm not, and part of it's my own fault. I have not taken the time to really dive into it to see what we want to do or how we want to do it, if it's working that way. But I'm going to have to reach out to customer service and say, hey, how do I do this? And see what they come back with. And, customer service overall, as far as an eBay seller goes, I think I've just seen some really kind of questions in the thrift groups lately, Chris, that it's like, why, how can we not know that? Some of the questions that have come across there for customer service, and the other one, I just saw another one before we got on here in the big thrift group that I usually hang out in, talking about, I just got an offer from somebody that they've been on eBay for 3 years, but they've never sold anything and they don't have any feedback. Should I accept the offer?
Wow.
Are you wanting to sell something or not? That's my question. Yeah. Where have you been with customer service, Chris? What's been aggravating or frustrating, or have you had a story to tell about a customer service experience through reselling or whatever?
Yes, I do. And this one is fresh. This just happened Yeah, it's fresh.
It's fresh.
Just happened, I want to say about 10 days ago, the customer contacted me that they had ordered a scented oil way back on July 3rd. And they said they hadn't received their order yet. So I looked it up online to tracking, and sure enough, not only did she not receive her item, it was on its way back to me. So I get back on eBay chat. Here's a golden nugget. Always interact with your customer through eBay chat. Whatever platform you're selling on, that's how you want to contact the customer, answer questions, ask questions. Don't ever do anything off chat. Don't give them your email. Don't give them your telephone number. Keep it in the chat. Okay, so comes to find out, she lives in a building that's not only gated, but the doors on the front are locked. So the postal person had no way to deliver the item. It came back to me.
Yeah.
So I walked her through how she could put in the return request so that once I received the item, I could give her a refund. She got her refund today and immediately ordered the exact same thing once she got a refund. So I hope this time she's made arrangements so the item actually gets to her.
So,
but go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there's probably a lot of customers or people out there that don't think about that. They get their mail. Maybe the mailboxes are outside of the gated areas. They come into the area. How do they? I mean, how would they would normally receive anything? I don't know. I'm just thinking. I mean, I'm thinking like apartment complexes that are not gated. There's usually outside mailboxes. You have a key to go in and get whatever's got put into your mailbox. But yeah, that's probably a good example of did the customer just, you tell me, did the customer just not remember that they needed specific instructions to get these items delivered, or did they?
Honestly, I don't know, because I could clearly track the package through USPS. So I didn't really ask them a ton of questions, I try to keep things like really light and very friendly, and I don't ever want the buyer to feel like I'm trying to put the blame on them. We lost you there just for a second.
Yeah, it's giving me my bad connection deal again.
Well, you're green right now, so that's a good thing.
Good. So yeah, you talked to them, or you got done what you needed to get done on your end, but what if it happens again?
Oh, what if it happens again?
Yeah, what if that same person, what happens now if they don't get it delivered? Of course, you know about it now, so you can kind of keep an eye on it.
Right, but if it happens again and it gets returned a second time, I might give them a third chance. But some people you just have to block, otherwise they're going to completely screw metrics.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're being nice about it and understanding of the situation, you can continue to work with them a little bit. But if they're getting, if all of a sudden they get a little defensive or put a wall up or get a little attitude with you about it, and then you just have to say, look, I did everything I could possibly do. I can't fix it on your end if you can't let the mail person in. Was it going USPS or was it one of the other delivery services? USPS.
Nope, USPS. Yep.
Yeah, so you would think that I mean, I can understand maybe a first time FedEx delivery or something like that might throw them off, but if they're getting mail. So anyway, sounds like Chris did, he's doing what needs to be done as a business owner for his customer. He's doing everything he can. I've never really had to walk anybody through the return process. Most of them, if I've had any issues, they usually knew how to do it. So that's taken a step above right there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
I try to put myself in the buyer's place, and it's like, what if I was new to a certain platform, or, I was living in a country where whatever their language is there is not my first language. I really try to sympathize with them and just give them the type of service that I myself would expect. I think that's the key point.
Yeah, absolutely. You and I both come from a service background. You worked in Walmart and other jobs where you've had service has been key, taking care of the customers. I come from a restaurant management background, amongst other retail businesses, and yeah, I know it's rough. I know it's real rough dealing with customers out there, but that's why we're there. That's what we're getting paid to do. I feel like a lot of the sellers that get on these groups and complain about the customers don't realize that a lot of these customers, it's their first time experience to eBay. What are we saying to that person if we give them a bunch of crap about their issue for their customer service? Everybody, and part of this comes from being afraid to be scammed. We all, you're going to run across a scammer. I ran across one a few weeks ago on Facebook Marketplace, and I can't believe I let myself get yanked into the situation I was in, knowing better that I do. But anyway, we know that there's scammers out there. Something's gonna happen. You're gonna get a return that's a scam. You're gonna get somebody trying to, like Chris said, do not leave eBay chat. You're gonna have people that are gonna want you to come off of eBay chat and want you to do something. You cannot do that. You do it polite. You tell them politely as you can. eBay will shut my account down. I cannot do that. Please keep our information right here on eBay chat. A lot of times that takes care of the scammer right off the bat, because they'll realize that, oops, this guy kind of knows what he's talking about. I'm not going to be able to pull this scam on them. So, but where was I going with that whole point? To the idea of there's a lot of new people out there, first time buyers, that are like, okay, they're Googling something and they find it and it's coming from an eBay store, and they've never been on eBay before. They've never even thought about it. It's like, really? Want me to be on eBay to buy this? And a lot of people have, a lot of misconceptions, misnomers about what eBay is anyway. They don't realize the massive amount of business that's done every day on eBay on new and pre-owned items. They all think it's an auction house, or it's a place to go buy used junk or whatever. So we've got to take that, like Chris said, look at it from the buyer's perspective and give them a chance, work with them, see what can be worked out. Stay within your eBay policies, stay within your eBay rules. Those of you that, Chris, you accept returns, right?
Yeah, 60 days and free.
60 days and free.
Yep.
Cool. I think I do 30 days, but buyer pays the return shipping. I think that's where mine is still at. I need to change mine, but I accept returns.
Yeah.
Numerous days, at least one day a week, or maybe more, I will see people on the groups again that, well, I don't accept returns. What's going to happen? What's your thought on that one, Chris?
My thought is, everybody who sells anything online accepts returns, regardless of what they put in condition or, terms of sale. Uh, First of all, in the United States, there's a rule about selling anything through the mail. You have to offer a 30-day return. This is a federal law. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is anyone who buys anything on a credit card has the option to complain to their credit card company. And the credit card company will force the return via eBay. And then eBay will force the return through you. PayPal, same exact thing. So you might think you don't accept returns, and you might have this beautifully written law saying that you don't do the returns. But believe me, you're going to do the returns. If a customer is unhappy enough, the return is going to happen. The money is going to be given to the customer with or without your consent. So you might as well jump on board and be a little bit more customer free. You know, this whole I don't accept returns things really gets me fired up.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I remember back in the day when I first started looking at eBay as a potential, sell some stuff on. I guess I had, it's a lot of new sellers coming on it. This is what it is, I think. But I had the garage sale mentality. If you come and you buy something at a garage sale from me, no, more than likely you're not going to return it to me. I'm not going to let you return it because you bought it as is. But that's a garage sale situation. That's a local thing. You're taking care of stuff from your house, whatever. So I can remember back to the day that I kind of questioned that whole thing. And I don't know, probably somewhere within our DSD days, drop ship domination days, they probably talked about returns. And if you're going to sell on eBay regularly, you've got to strive for that top rated seller. And the only way you're going to get that is to accept returns. So that's one point to the buyer. But like Chris said, if you're on here for the first time as an eBay buyer and you bought something and it's like, whoops, that was a mistake or wrong size or something happened in the shipment, whatever, to give them a good solid reason for a return. And I get it. I sell clothing. That's one of my primary going to get returns, and I have. My customer's story kind of goes back to a pair of shorts I was trying to sell. They sold 3 times. First time they sold, they said didn't fit right. Okay, so I double checked. I was like, okay, sorry, yeah, go ahead and bring it, ship it on back to me, whatever. Got the refund to them. Everything's fine. And I double checked the item specifics and the title and the description, and everything was good. The size was right according to what was on the article of clothing. Sold it again it was a popular item. It sold just like right after each other. Same thing, got a return, and this time the person said it was too small, too small, too big. Anyway, they told me what the size problem was. The first person didn't tell me that. The second person put it in the description. It was a size issue. And so I got to looking at it, and I put it, when it came back the second time, it was like a size 34 pair of shorts, men's. So I held it up to another pair of size 34 men's shorts and similar clothing article, golf shorts. And sure enough, it was different. There was about a half an inch to an inch difference on the waist. So even though the company stamped it as a 34, it was not. It was more like a 32. So I relisted it again. I had to put the correct size on it, what was on the stand, what was on the tag. But I made sure in like 4 different places throughout the deal, the listing, that I was saying fits like a 32, not a 34. And that took care of the problem. It sold the third time, and I have not had a return. So it finally worked out. So that was my, it took a couple of customers to go through. They weren't mad. It wasn't an upsetting thing. It was just it didn't fit right like we thought it would. And they got their money back, and all's good and fine. But that's just working through a customer service problem on a return. Returns are not that big a deal, folks. Yes, you're going to get that occasional scammer who's going to send back the wrong something is or broken thing or whatever. It happens, especially Chris and I have talked about this, the different categories that you sell in. Some categories are higher on customer service issues than others are. Clothing for me is moderate. I really haven't had that many returns over the last year or two that I've really been selling clothing. But this has got his return. Well, it wasn't a return; it just didn't get delivered. Electronics, folks, watch out.
Yeah,
those are going to be some higher customer service issues if you're selling a lot of electronics. So what's a couple of things, Chris, do you think that we can do to help keep from having a customer service issue? I think we kind of went over it, but can we specify?
The most important thing is having a detailed listing with properly lighted pictures so the color is as close to true as possible. And don't go the other way. Like using too much light can also change the color. So not enough light changes the color. Too much light changes the color. You want to be as close to like true light as possible. But you want to be, like Jeff said, you want to be as accurate as possible. So when it comes to clothing, I try to provide like physical measurements on the, the articles of clothing so that there's as little confusion as possible. That's a lot harder to do with shoes though, because the dimensions of the outside of a shoe is slightly different than the dimensions of the inside of the shoe. So with shoes, you're just messed up coming and going. It's really hard to give someone an accurate size on shoes, even if you take measurements, unless you know how to take the measurement of the inside of the shoe. I don't. Do you know how to do that, Jeff?
No, I've never tried to do that. I really haven't done measurement and showing pictures with a yardstick or a tape measure or anything. I just, on shoes, I make sure I check for the width. If there's if some are wider than.
Oh, Jeff, you froze up on us for a little bit. We're hoping you come back. There you go.
Am I back?
Yep, you're back.
So yeah, I don't really do a whole lot of measuring on shoes. It's more of a just make sure the size matches what it says it does, because shoes are that kind of a deal. You can get an 8.5 in a Nike, or an 8.5 in a Under Armour, or an 8.5 in a Skechers, and they're all going to fit a little different. It's kind of a little bit of a gamble with the shoes. Most people know the brands that they like and the size that's going to work for them, though. So if you got people buying shoes from you, they kind of know. There's still that possibility that, oops, that didn't work, I can send it back. But most of the time, they're going to know.
That is true.
I was trying to look and see here. I think I figured out the
Did you freeze up on us? Yeah, you froze up on us pretty good there. There you go. You're back.
I'm back. Okay.
You're back.
I was just saying, I think I figured out the YouTube live to my YouTube channel. It's not showing on my YouTube channel that I'm live, but up here on the restream button up there, the picture is now in color, and I told it yes, I wanted to stream, and it did something. So
awesome.
Maybe we'll get that figured out.
We'll get this. Yeah, we'll get this figured out. We have to do a couple of test streams, and we'll get it all pounded out. But here's the thing, just to summarize real quick. So anyone who has ever tried to go out there and get new customers for their store, you know how much hard work goes into that. You know, like whatever social platform you're doing it on, you're making your posts, you're trying to promote your listings and the items that you're selling. So you know it's hard to get a brand new customer. It's kind of difficult, and that's why we're on eBay in the first place. They're a little bit better at getting new customers than we are. So we're on there, and here they go. They give us this brand new infant customer to us, and what do? We abuse it, we berate it, and then we wonder why we have no customers. So just keep in mind that good customer service, while you're out there getting new customers, will keep your old customers coming back to you because they're not risking any money. They like what you have to sell. And they understand that if something doesn't go right, that you're there. You have their back. You're not going to leave them out in the cold without their item, without their money, that type of thing. So you're building buyers' confidence, and they will return and return and return. So it's really important to keep all this in mind while you're trying to get your new customers. Keep your old customers.
Absolutely. And you know, some things I think new sellers or newer sellers may not understand also is that eBay, for your items to be seen more often, eBay is huge on the customer service metrics. That affects your metrics more than anything else. It really, I mean, yes, everything else is important, but bad customer service is going to metrics, your algorithm, your ability to sell very quickly. One thing that I know Chris and I both learned out back when we were started on eBay doing our drop shipping back in the day was do not cancel an order, because there were times, especially with drop shipping, somebody would order something and it would be out of stock. Even though we were showing it as in stock on our store, it would be out of stock where we were getting it from. And that's why it's important to have your physical product with you. If you're doing the drop shipping, just be very careful about that. But yeah, do not cancel the order. Try to figure out a way. The other day, this is another customer service story real quick. I had a Star Wars Han Solo nightlight that I had listed, and I kind of forgot about it. And lo and behold, somebody bought it. I went looking everywhere for this thing. I had made a mistake on my inventory. I did not have it where I thought I had it. I thought I knew where it was, but it wasn't. And so what I ended up doing was, and this is just a quick tip that you can try it if you run into this situation, not saying it's going to be 100% all the time. I went on eBay, not Amazon, not anywhere else. I went to eBay and I looked for the exact same product. Sure enough, that product was there. I messaged the seller, told them what was up, what I was doing. They were okay with it, and away we went. Basically, I bought the product. It came to me, so I didn't have to drop ship it onto. I don't want to do that to another seller because that can cause a problem when the address is different. I bought it, and I sent it to me. And when it got here, I turned it right around and sent it out to the customer. But I stayed in touch with the customer explaining, whoops, we had a mistake in inventory. This is going to be delayed on shipping, et cetera, et cetera. And they were okay with it. They've received their item. I was out the money. The item was actually given to me as a gift. So I wasn't out the investment, but I had to go get it from another eBay seller, get it shipped to me, turn around, ship it back out to my customer. Did not have to cancel the sale. Did not have to take that hit on my eBay metrics. So that's just an option. Now you have some real unique handmade thing or something, you're not going to be able to do that with. This was a, mass produced item, so it wasn't hard to find it and get one going to the customer. So the point here is your customer service is huge with eBay. We all have phones in our hands. When a customer asks a question, makes a comment, whatever, get back to them as soon as you can, within 24 hours max. Don't cancel sales. Look at every option you have available before you cancel a sale. Make sure, if you're getting somebody that needs a return, work with them. Take care of them. They're going to appreciate, if you can get that, oh, sorry, it didn't work out this time, maybe next time, you can do, they'll come back to you. Your items will not be seen if you have low customer service metrics on eBay. They are not going to serve up your items to buyers as much as they would for somebody that does have good customer service metrics.
Yes, that's true.
It's just as simple as that. There's a lot of rules, there's a lot of policies, there's a lot of things to remember when we're selling online and with eBay, but it's very basic stuff, and just make them happy. Do everything you can to make your customer happy, or at least get the situation to a neutral point where they're not leaving bad feedback on you. So,
yep. There's a reason why Walmart is sometimes the largest retailer in the world. Sometimes it's Amazon, sometimes it's Walmart. The two companies are always fighting for that #1 spot. But there's a reason why Walmart accepts 90-day returns. That's like the biggest return pocket in the industry. And if you don't have your receipt, that's not that big of a deal at Walmart. It's really not. They can scan your credit card, your debit card. But even if you paid cash, they can rescan the item in the system. They know it came from their original inventory. And 9 times out of 10, they end up giving the customer a gift card for the return. Guess where they end up spending that money?
Yep. Keeps them coming back through the door, and made them happy because they got their money back for whatever the situation was.
Yeah, but they spent that money in the store. You could see them. They go from the customer service desk with their cart, and they fill that cart up because they got $5 on a gift card.
Yep. Absolutely. Good stuff. Well, I hope we've talked about customer service enough tonight to help somebody out. Anybody that happens to catch this live stream or the recorded side of it, which I'll have the recorded side on my YouTube channel and in our Facebook group later after Chris gets it to me. And got anything else? Any other thoughts, Chris?
Yeah. So if you guys have any questions about, anything that we've presented in this video, please go ahead and ask them in the comments. Both Jeff and myself, we monitor the comments daily. So if you ask a question, you will get your question answered. So, share, like, subscribe. There you go. Did you freeze up, Jeff?
Oh, how many weeks until they get me my new fiber internet?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Announced out that time.
Yeah, you did.
They hear me talking. That's all it has to be. I start talking and that freezes up. So where's my customer service at? Come on, man.
All right, everyone. Have a good night.
All right. Take care, Chris. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.